Cashless Society here again today. If you're new to the channel, before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button as it helps grow my channel, as well as the notification bell will let you know anytime that I post a new video. So let's jump into it. I just wanted to quickly address this post that I found on the cryptocurrency Reddit page. So it kind of just reminded me of a few things I've talked about in previous videos, so I'll get into that a little more in detail, but let me read it really quick for you. So it says, there was a story about a guy who kept asking his whole family to buy Bitcoin. None of his family listened to him. He bought Bitcoin and then sold it for a small sum, like $5,000. Years later, Bitcoin took off, and he realized if he had held onto it, his Bitcoin would be worth roughly $57 million. Unable to deal with the knowledge, he killed himself. It says, it's human psychology that a loss or perceived loss is extremely painful, more so than any gain. This guy gained $5,000 from Bitcoin, but felt he had lost $57 million. The imaginary loss gutted him. So sometimes I think it's better not to think about what you may have lost or the opportunities you had missed, but focus solely on things that you are grateful for. Our brains have a way of magnifying our mistakes to the point that they become poisonous. Hang in there. This post really just hit home with me because, I've been through all those ups and downs in crypto. I've been through 2 bear markets essentially, and looking back, I've seen the market go up probably for 2 months in late 2013 that I was actually participating in, and then a crash for almost 3 years, and then up in 2016 and 2017, and then another crash for 3 years. So crypto has been going down more than up for me. So I've had those thoughts before, opportunities I might have missed. Why did I place that trade here, that trade there? If I had just done this differently, then I would have that. But you can't do that to yourself. Me looking back now, I just see it as I paid the tuition. Because my experiences, what I've learned, I know going forward, it's going to make me great at investing as a whole. It's helped me take the emotion out of it completely. I'm almost desensitized as a whole because, I don't know, I have a good day and I just don't react to it anymore because I know that my goal is not about today. It's about 2 and 3 years down the road. So that's why I say keep your eye on the prize, have price targets. Like today, for instance, the market's up like crazy. I'm sure if you're new to this or not new to this, you're probably having ideas, I need to sell. I got to capture those gains, which is normal to think that. And, selling today might be great, but if you sell today and it continues to go up tomorrow, then guess what? You're going to be thinking about that opportunity you missed. So, that's why I say that my last video about dollar cost averaging, as you can see up here in the right corner, is the most passive investment strategy that takes the emotion out of it. If you just continue to do the same thing over and over and don't think about it, I think that's the easiest way to go through the investing process without having any regrets, because you're not actively moving in and out of positions. So just wanted to quickly put that into perspective for you. If you're new to crypto or stocks or investing in general, you're always going to have times where you look back and say, I should have done this or I should have done that. So that's why I say just have actual goals in place. That way you know why you're even doing this. But that's pretty much all I got for you on this topic. And lastly, I just wanted to go over basically my biggest takeaways from looking at this Reddit post, as well as what comes to mind when thinking back on things that I could have done differently. So first off, I say don't beat yourself up. Like, who cares? If you could have made money and you did something wrong, what did you do wrong? Learn from your mistakes and don't repeat it again. Just basically learn from it. And secondly, be happy taking profits. You can never be mad at yourself because you made money. like I have next year, don't be mad at making 200% instead of 300%. Because you're looking back, if I would have just waited one more day in that trade, I would have made 300 instead of 200% profits. Oh, poor me. That mindset is just, it's not a professional mindset in trading. I mean, traders are going to be ecstatic to make 200%. They're not going to care at all. They're going to take that money and they're going to go move it somewhere else. So my point being, there will always be more trade opportunities. If you made 200% there and the asset you were holding keeps on going up, who cares? Just look for something else, because there's always going to be something else that is going to go up next. That's just how markets work. So dwelling on what you could have done and, going to the extremes of suicide and everything, that's just crazy. So, just take care of yourself mentally, most of all. Control your emotions, and just remember, if you made money, be grateful. Like I have here lastly, life is too short. Just be happy to have made money. And also, if you make a mistake, just learn from it. Because I've mentioned before, actually, one thing that really has changed my mindset is listening to Robert Kiyosaki talk about how at one point in his life he had $800,000 in debt and 0 assets. And then he goes on to talk about how being a great entrepreneur and investor is just learning how to manage big money problems. Because he's like, the more money you make, the more big money problems you're going to have down the road, and you just have to learn how to fix them. So I don't want to carry on with this too much longer. I hope that was very informative for you. As I've said, as always, please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and definitely stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.